Beauty and the Beast. In a cottage filled with the scent of dried lavender and old paper lived Coralie. While others in the village hurried about their chores, Coralie spent her hours lost in the vibrant worlds found within her books. She didn't mind being different. She had a garden of sunflowers that reached for the sky and a heart full of wonder. Coralie's father, Silas, was a traveling clockmaker. One crisp autumn morning, he packed his tools to head toward the great fair. Coralie walked with him to the edge of the woods, hugging him tight. "Bring me back a story," she whispered. And perhaps a single silver rose from the mountains. As Silas traveled, a sudden, magical blizzard swept through the trees, turning the path into a swirling wall of white. Lost and shivering, he stumbled upon a pair of towering golden gates. They creaked open, as if inviting him inside to a castle made of dark stone and glowing indigo windows. Inside the castle courtyard, Silas saw a bush of shimmering silver roses. Remembering Coralie's wish, he reached out to pluck one. Suddenly, a deep growl echoed off the stone walls. A massive shadowed figure named Bramble stepped forward. "You take my treasure?" Bramble roared, his voice like grinding stones. Bramble agreed to let Silas go, but only if someone returned to stay in the castle. When Silas returned home and told his tale, Coralie didn't hesitate. She traveled back to the Golden Gates. Silas wept as Coralie stepped inside, promising her that he would find a way to bring her home. At first, Coralie stayed in her room, but hunger eventually led her to the Great Hall. There, she found a feast laid out on a long table under floating candles. Bramble sat at the far end, eating quietly. "I am not a monster who bites," he said softly. Coralie realized his voice wasn't scary, just very, very lonely. Days turned into weeks. Coralie discovered that Bramble loved the castle birds as much as she loved her sunflowers. They spent their afternoons in the courtyard, where the magical snow never melted. Bramble would hold out his large, steady hands, and tiny, colorful birds would land on them to sing. One night, Coralie looked into a magical mirror Bramble had given her. In the glass, she saw Silas lying ill in their small cottage. Tears blurred her vision. Seeing her sadness, Bramble sighed. "Go to him," he said, his voice heavy. "Your heart is not a prisoner here. Just remember to come back." Coralie nursed Silas back to health with soup and stories of the kind beast. But as the days passed, she found herself looking at the horizon, missing the library and the quiet walks with Bramble. She realized that beauty wasn't something you saw with your eyes, but something you felt with your heart. Coralie rushed back to the castle and found Bramble in the garden, weakened by sadness. As she took his hand and told him she cared for him, the shadows around him began to glow. The fur and horns vanished, and standing there was a man with kind eyes. The silver roses bloomed gold, and they were never lonely again.
Hey friends! Wait! More exciting episodes are on the way. But before that, don't forget to hit that channel.